Hello. Scruffy wanted me to make a video uh, going over like a comparison between Shadowhunter and Boomer. So speed against Leviathan, damage, all that. Which I'm gonna share something real quick before I get into that. Since I'm about to hit 1,000 subs, I've been saving all my boxes and then um, I'm gonna open them all whenever I reach it 1,000. I might go through some rings, try to get some C4s if I'm able to, or yeah, C4 is that max? I think so. I might also try to set up a date where I can stream, or just set up a date where I can throw all my pins, these, and then whatever else I get in the meantime, and then all of this. And then I have all these boxes. I'll get more less ones. I'm gonna go buy a bunch of Truffle Wonders once it hits. Not too sure how much yet. Okay, these pins are breaking my game trying to go into my inventory. Let's see. I'll also go throw in, all my Titan Souls on, Titan Treasures. Throw in some Lunar Souls, probably like 100 Lunar Souls on some more EMP boxes. Just because why not? Other than that, this event is crazy good for getting Lucky Clovers. I had like 8 before today, so if you're looking to get some of those, they are very nice and you should. Any of the extra allies that aren't tradable or mounts that aren't tradable, you can look for those. And that's just a huge bonus to Magic Find. Not a huge one, but 100. It's pretty nice, especially once you get it boosting off of your percentages. This banner's also nice, but I'm not going to be using this for the test because I want my perma. Let me see. I think that's everything. Yeah, so I'm going to go over the speed versus Boomer and Shadowhunter, and then I'm going to go over their damage in U11, and then I might try to find a U10 Leviathan if I'm able to. It's really hard to find them nowadays where you can solo. And then I'll try to show off the damage between Shadowhunter versus Boomer on that too. So, yeah. I do real quick want to go over one more thing before I get into the actual test. So a couple things will vary. The first main thing is ally. So you can either go full raw damage with like Ernie for the 400 light, 25% physical. Otherwise, you can pop in Chester if you want the movement speed, the Magic Find, and still decent physical. Otherwise, I've been using Star a lot for the double movement speed buffs. So I'm gonna do a little bit of testing, see which one I like the most, which might be a little bit biased because I'm gonna be testing on Shadowhunter, and then whichever one works the best, I'm just gonna keep it consistent and run that one on Boomer as well. But I just wanted to like make it apparent that you can, obviously swap through them, and then whichever one might work better on Boomer versus Shadowhunter. But to keep it consistent, I'm gonna be running like just the same subclass, the same ally, the same, everything. Another vary will be the rings and the emblems. For emblems like Shadowhunter, I don't really use his ult or any abilities really. They're just all too slow. I use his R1s a lot for Curse Skulls, but other than that, I don't really use them. Sometimes I pop his ult, but it's just too slow. I can pretty much just sit here and just shoot enemies with my bow. So I run Trailblazing in Martial. Otherwise, you could pop in like Zealous instead of Trailblazing, or Chrono if you want to get your ult faster. Zealous is nice because then you can use your R1s more. Have your ult up and ready all the time, basically. Not all the time, but whenever you have your ult, you'll be ready to use it. Let me sum my tome real quick before I forget, and then just start filling up nothing. And then the last is so rings. Tactical Seekers when I'm running on Shadowhunter. It's not really going to come into effect because I don't use his ult very much. And then the other thing, with Boomer, I'm going to be using Blast Bow. I do have to remember to go put that on, actually. But I'm going to be using Blast Bow. I'm not going to talk about his melee. His melee is decent. If you want to see it, I have a video showing his bow versus melee. But for this, I'm just going to keep it consistent and do range on this and range on my Shadowhunter. But before even getting into it, I already know that Shadow Hunter's movement speed buff is going to be a lot better than this one that Boomer has. Even though this one's decent, it's just less consistent, especially when you're jumping around where Shadow Hunter, you just dash and you already have your speed. And it lasts quite a bit longer. So, that being said, I'm going to actually go start testing now. And, yeah. Oh, shout out to Kill Turtles, by the way. Alright, so I'm going to go with Chester. After doing a few dungeons, my Shadow Hunter does well over enough damage for it to be super viable, especially with the 30% and 10% movement speeds, or not 10%, but the 10 movement speed. So it's super viable with this setup for my Shadow Hunter at least. If you need more damage, obviously you can just slide in like Ernie or something, get that extra light. Other options, if you want more speed, you can run Star, you get a little bit more light and that. To start with, I'm just going to go over the speed, and this is going to be a lengthy video, I'm assuming, so if you check the comments, I'll pin a comment with all the timestamps, so if you want to see Shadow Hunter speed, Boomer speed, you want to see the damage, want to see if I do a Leviathan test, I'll have that, obviously, and then I'll probably show the builds at the end. If I forget to, then I might just throw the link in for the 2 builds that I have already uploaded. But yeah, to start with, I'll just show my flux, 13 mil, 300k. If I remember, I'll show it at the end as well. So for speed, when you're running with Shadow Hunter, he really just carries. It doesn't even really feel like I'm in U11 with how good he does, even for killing the range enemies. But this is where he struggles a little bit, I'd say. Where Boomer strives and does a lot better is on Curse Skulls. I guess, well, kill time in general, Boomer's just better. Not really Curse Skulls in general, but just everything. But I'd still definitely say that both classes are extremely viable, and it doesn't really matter which one you use. They're both super efficient, and it all really depends on which one you like more. I prefer Boomer a little bit more than Shadow Hunter, just because I've played so much Shadow Hunter. Haven't really had the chance to get to play Boomer until the recent rework, which is just made him overall super good. I wish his speed was a little bit more consistent, but yeah. So now from dungeon to dungeon, it's a little bit slow, but it's still pretty fast. And then if you need to, you can just jump up, group everything, throw down one of your R1s, insta-kill everything. Like for this, that's where I like to do it. Then if you want, throw your ults down. And then, like that, yeah. So, overall Shadow Hunter, very fast, very, very good. Just a U11 Dominator, already that much loot, just from a quick couple dungeons. So now I'm going to swap everything over to my Boomer. Alright, now I'm on Boomer. Running same ally Chester, I went in and activated Blast Bow. Solarion, so pretty much literally the exact same setup as my Shadow Hunter. Even the same emblems. And I'm running Vamp on both. You could obviously swap it out for Battle Berserk, but I just don't really need the damage so much. I'd rather have the movement speed. So, one really good thing that Boomer has is his ult. His ult and his bombs. His bomb is kind of slow, but I can just throw it here, let it kill those, and then come back for the loot. Otherwise, his ult is just great. Now I can just come back, just grab all the loot, whatever drops. I will say one benefit that Boomer has over Shadow Hunter is the Blast Bow, that he can splash. So on Curse Skulls, he can do a lot better. But Shadow Hunter does have a have a decent bit of kill time. I'd say like it's pretty good. It's pretty fast. But Boomer overall clears a 5. I know it's 2 different 5 stars. It's, you know, it'll be a different setup every time, but still, it's just showing how fast it can clear one of the good 5 stars, which they both clear them very fast. I'd say probably around the same speed, to be honest. Now the big difference is getting to dungeons. So for Boomer, for his movement speed buff, you have to throw your boomerangs and catch it, which is just kind of horrible when you're jumping. So I'm bad at it because I haven't played on Boomer in a bit, but like that, so now I have it. It still feels pretty slow, even with that buff. Whereas the Shadow Hunter, it's pretty noticeable. But Boomer also has capability of just one-shotting with boomerangs easily. So you don't have to use them for the movement speed, unless you want to just like wait until you're about to leave a dungeon, pop one, and then take off like that. It's not even my speed, just fly away. But other than that, Boomer does have, like, for me, since I don't really use Shadowhunter's abilities very often, I do use Boomer's abilities, all of them. So it does make a decent bit of difference for that regard. But otherwise, I'd say they're both pretty comparable. Both very good. And yeah, so after this 5-star, I'll try to get some Leviathans going if I can. But I might have to wait till way later tonight for that, to be honest. Might as well while I'm doing this. If there's any video suggestions like this that and would like to see any comparisons, you want me to compare Dino to someone, I'm fine with doing that. Just, you know, leave suggestions, let me know what you want to see, and I'll make it happen. Well, I was able to get here. Wrong class. Let me go, if I can get to it. Am I dumb? There we go. Let me steal my Battle Berserk. Let me swap my ally to Ernie. Wherever Ernie is, there he is. Swap Trailblazing to Chrono. Why not? I'm just gonna throw on Death Defying just in case. I doubt I'll need it, but you know. Better be safe than sorry. Throw off Vamp, put on Berserk. Alright, so for stats, let's see. 28 crit, 1059 light, 645 physical. Unfortunate. You got through my thing, so now I can't do this Leviathan. This is a struggle. It really sucks, but trying to get solo Leviathans is horrible nowadays. But I'll try to find one, and when we will do that, I will show it. But this one's ruined. And yeah, I'll be running pretty much this on both. And then I'll show my stats between both just to make sure it lines up. But unfortunate is what it is. I'm just gonna sit here and wait, see if they die. If they die, then I'll quickly kill it, which I know is a dick move, but I'm just trying to do it for testing purposes, not to, you know, not to affect them, but it does suck. So here's try number 5. This one I should actually have an attempt on finally. Those guys from the last one were actually toxic for no reason, but I guess it makes sense because I'm blocking off the entrance trying to do tests, so whatever. But anyways, so yeah, Ernie, Blastbow, Chrono Marshall. Here are my stats: 645,000 physical, 28 crit, and 10,595 light. So decent bit. I have a Battle Berserk on, and yeah. One big thing with Boomer is it will really depend on what rolls you get for your ult, and that really will come into factor with how much damage you're actually putting out. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, I'm gonna see how many more tries it takes, and I will get one for Shadow Hunter. If worse comes to worse, I'll just redo this and show it on 2 U11 Leviathans, because why not? I won't be able to kill them, but they'll still show the difference. But yeah, wish me luck on that. Alright, I am here at the next Leviathan. Took quite a bit for this world to come up, but alright, I'm running Ernie, same banner, Tactical Seekers, Chrono, Marshall, and then Solarion sub with the Battle Berserk gem. Otherwise, everything's pretty much the same. I am missing quite a bit of physical. I had 645,000, I think, and then the same crit damage and the same light. It is a little bit unfair because my Boomer's class gem is completely maxed out. This one is not. And I'm just gonna kill this thing before this guy gets here. So, yeah. So, it's really unfortunate, but it is impossible to find Leviathans. But Shadowhunter's damage is horrible compared to Boomer's in terms of Leviathans. So there's that. I'm basically just going to try to ruin this guy's day as much as I can, because I don't like this guy anymore. So, yeah. There's the Toxicity again, which I don't really care, but I think it's funny to mess with people that do stuff like that, so I'm just going to waste their time and, you know, just steal Leviathans. I'm going to swap over to Solarion and then just ruin their day, basically. And yeah. I'm just going to skip past this because there's not really much else to show. Boomer clearly dominated the kill time. Shadowhunters is not great. And yeah, Boomer's only took 28 seconds. That right there was going to take probably a whole minute plus. So, moving on, I'm going to go, after I finish ruining their day, I'm going to go, let me think. I'm going to go try to find a depth that's, you know, like, makes sense for Shadowhunter and Boomer and compare that, but I'm pretty sure Boomer's going to dominate, Shadow's going to kind of suck in Delves, to be honest. The damage just isn't really there, in my opinion. But we'll see. And yeah, I'm going to get into that. I do want to say real quick, this is completely off topic, but I know people aren't going to really like me messing with people, but, you know, if you're toxic, I think you deserve it, to be fair, so I'm just going to go to my way for probably like an hour, just killing every U10 that's, you know, that pops up. Just make him completely give up on farming Leviathans. So I'm going to be using Lunar Lancer with Need for Speed to go super fast, and then my Solarion just to kill it in like 10 seconds, really. Which is why if you're looking for a Leviathan killer, just go Solarion. Solarion is a GOAT, which I know it's not like, you can't just go Solarion, but if you have him built and you have him, you know, he's pretty much just a go-to for it, so. Yeah, and for hunting Leviathans, use the Lunar Lancer with Need for Speed. Crazy fast, super good. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit here waiting for U10 to spawn. And yeah, I will continue with the video in just a little bit. Let me have my fun for a little while. I've been waiting here for a while, just waiting for them to show up so I can kill it when they get here, just to make it even more frustrating, but I think they've given up, so I'm gonna move on. Might as well just include it, why not? Solarion's damage, it's pretty cracked, especially on Leviathans. By the way, a nice thing to know is once he spins, the second spin will be a one-shot, so just back up, and then you can face tank him again afterwards. Otherwise, super simple, easy mechanics to dodge. But yeah, Solarion, DPS god, kills super fast. Yeah. So, anyways, time for delves. Let me take off my gems again. I was, you know, getting ready to have a fun time tonight with this, but too bad. Let me go see what delve I'm gonna do real quick, cause why not? So, thinking realistically, I'm thinking like 130s, 140 at most for Shadowhunter and Boomer. I think 135 is like a good median. So, I'll try that, I suppose. But another thing with delves is a lot of RNG goes into delves, like what modifiers you get, what bosses you get, if they have decreased darkness and whatnot. So keep that in mind when I do show these, that it is not, you know, it's not like 1,000 tests put together. This is just one of each test, one Leviathan per kill, you know, or one Leviathan per class, sorry, and then one like quick segment of speed farming through U11. So it's nothing super definitive, it's just my quick thoughts and just giving examples of how it all works out, really. So to be honest, I'll just grab a private stepper. And I'll go to 135. Wherever it is, there it is. So yeah, I will be right back once I'm in. Alright, so I'm on 135. Still same setup for both. It'll be pretty much the same for the rest, I'm pretty sure. So, floor clear, you know, not that bad. These are also physical resistant, so, you know, it does decent damage at this step, which it is still very early on. I suppose I should probably go deeper now that I think about it, to be honest. Show like the true breaking points for the classes. You know, yeah, I will do that actually. Sorry about this. I'm just gonna skip to 145, I suppose, and test that out. It is also going to be a little bit unfair because I'm going to give Shadowhunter the earlier floor and then Boomer the floor after, which I still think is like being generous because Shadowhunter just doesn't have the damage in my opinion. Alright, what do I have? Kill 50. Alright, so yeah. So now you can see like the real damage. 145, you know, decent depth. Let me go find some, like, a good room. This is terrible, but, you know. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm still kind of surprised at the damage. This room just is horrible. This modifier is absolute, just horrendous. But yeah. It sucks because this is the most common enemy, it seems. I don't know why I'm throwing those, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I will say that's pretty decent damage, especially from Shadowhunter. Not what I was expecting at all, to be honest. Especially after that Leviathan, like that was horrid. So I'm expecting Boomers to be pretty decent now that I think about it. But let me show it on the boss as well, because that's where the damage pain on Shadowhunter is going to be, I'm assuming. I will say one more thing, you know, I'm sorry how the video's laid out, it's going to be super, like, jump around and shit, but, there will be timestamps in the comments, so if you're looking for a certain section, you want to just skip around, that's fine. It's going to be a long video, and I don't mind. So I'm just gonna show the rest of the delve runs, to be honest, just without cutting. Alright. So let's see the boss. I'm just gonna wait for my energy to refill real quick. Alright. So the ult has some pretty decent damage, especially with all the Seekers coming in. So that's pretty good damage. That's still pretty surprising after, you know, that Leviathan kill. I shouldn't have started that, but whatever. I'm gonna quickly swap everything to my Boomer real quick. Still waiting for them to add in a thing where I can just remove all except for Classroom. That would be fantastic. And it's nice to show this because then you'll see what all of my gems are exactly, so you can see what, you know, where I have maximum health, where I have my EMP gems, all that, which some people are always curious about. And alright, let me grab that and those. Alright, let's see Boomer. Let me make sure I have, yeah, Chrono, Marshall, Ernie. So, yeah. Damage, it'll be the same as Leviathan, 645, yep. Alright, and I monos for this. I will show room clear too, if there is, which there is none. So, that's pretty good damage, I'm not gonna lie, but it is only, you know, one enemy. This is a very easy floor. Boomerang one-shots it, that's pretty nice, especially at the step. So I'll go to 147 on Boomer and see if there's like better rooms to show it off. And if I find a good room, I'll throw a bomb. I'll just do it right here. Bomb one-shots too, that's decent. Let me think, I haven't really been doing any delves recently just because ever since everyone started exploiting delves, it's kind of ruined delves completely for me. I don't really care about going for purple name, it's all carried. Other than that, I stay away from delves pretty much as much as I can unless I'm bored out of my mind and just wanting to run through stuff. So this isn't really my area of expertise, that's why I usually don't test in delves. But yeah. The damage for these I'm sure will fall off around like the 160s and it'll be just horrible, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. One really nice thing with Boomer is that every third shot, it cools down. It cools down your abilities by a certain amount, so that helps a lot with getting your ult back, and your ult is just complete randomness. But it is kind of fun to be using it, so it works. So room clear 147, pretty decent. Still, you know, it's not a great test, I'll be honest, but it's decent because, to be honest, if you're gonna try to go to like 180, let's say 182, right? You're not gonna be bringing a Boomer or a Shadow Hunter realistically. You're gonna be on Sage or Solarion if you want to get through it like relatively fast, to be honest. just get my R1 back real quick for this. Ooh, knife aura. So, well, I mean, I guess here's the Leviathan, but, you know, obviously it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot different in Delves. And wow, that is just melting it. This has to have reduced darkness. Yeah. Wait. Okay, yeah. I don't know any of these, to be honest. I only know a few. But yeah, reduced darkness. That's why I killed it so fast. So that's not normal. No perma. I'm gonna go one more floor just to try to find anything. Still melting. You know, I'm gonna leave and come back in and then, yeah. I'm gonna go to 165. Big jump. I'm gonna see if it's even realistically doable. Alright. I mean, that's not horrible, especially with Blast Bow being splash. It's definitely possible. It's going to be really annoying, especially for these, but just jumping will do the job. Yeah, it's another terrible room. Just going to bomb those. I'm just going to stay in here just to test the boss because I am curious about that. They're burning through my flask though, which is pretty bad, but it is just not a great floor to be honest, especially with the honeybees only having a few a room, and all the ranged ones have a lot. Alright, at least these aren't immune. Another tip, if you see people doing this, it's because they're grouping. They're just trying to get the enemies to come together, really, so it's easier to kill them. I can never get my Vacuumatic to work very well like other people can, though. But, yeah, grouping, especially when you're a splash character, it works out very well. And when you're big as Boomer, you do so much more damage and get a very, very, very nice amount of attack speed. Alright, now let's go see the boss. So that is definitely a very slow, like, floor clear for 165, but, you know, it's reasonable. It's doable. That's really all that you can ask for when it's not a completely broken class like Solarion, right? So, you take what you get. I honestly, I don't think Shadow Hunter would last long up here in these depths, but I will swap just to show it, because, you know, why not? Oh boy, this is going to be a nightmare to swap gems on. Yeah, this is going to be a big pain. Let me just try to get through it real quick then. Alright, now what is what? Oh boy. that? Alright. And now the gear. So again, there's a little bit PR difference just because I don't have my class gem max on this. And I am missing a lot of physical. I don't know if Boomer just has that much or if it's just from the class gem. But that is a lot of physical to be missing for the exact same setup. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. I really don't anticipate it going well. Clear 5 rooms, that's terrible. Yeah. The damage is just not there with Shadowhunter. Even with the ult, like, that is horrible. It is manageable, though. Like, you definitely could get through it if you go slow and you preserve your flask, but if you bum rush this, you probably aren't getting through it very well. And that's another terrible thing. I hate Seekers. That's why I don't really use them in U11, because they just knock everything back a mile. But it is doable. You could definitely do this depth with Shadowhunter. It's just not nearly as viable as Boomer would be. Let me try to find one more like good room. Is this just a one enemy room? It is, okay. Well, this floor will be super easy then. So I'm gonna go to boss and show that, because why not? Let me group all these horrible enemies. Alright, now I just have to find the other 2 rooms with one, which this should be one. Oh, this is also. Fireflies are horrible. Alright. Like, look at the ult just does nothing. Alright. Now let me run to end. But you definitely shouldn't judge classes based on this. These 2 are speed farmers. These aren't really your delve classes. So I definitely say just play whichever one you prefer. The difference isn't that big. They both clear U11 very well. I like Shadowhunter's speed a lot more, but I like Boomer's damage a lot more in U11. In delves, obviously, Boomer takes the win here. Clear as day. Same with Leviathans. Other than that, though, honestly, just play what you like. Don't play based on how good they are. Otherwise, you just won't have fun with the game. But yeah, this boss damage is just not it. It's pretty atrocious, especially for this class being reworked. Which sucks to see, but you know, everyone would be Shadowhunter if it was the best. I wouldn't fight with that, just because Shadowhunter's a fun class. Overall, I wish they changed it a little bit more. I don't like the new ult. I don't like the Seekers. I wish I would have given better splash ability than that, because that is just terrible. Now I gotta watch out because I'm out of flasks. Which, I can just jump above him. And yeah, so Shadowhunter can clear this step. It is incredibly slow. increased health. They have reduced darkness, really. I don't know if these ones just applied. I think these ones just apply to the boss. But yeah, that's with decreased darkness. That's kind of just horrible, in my opinion. But yeah. I can't really think of anything else. You know, like I said, both two very fun classes, very good, very viable. So, you know, just do you. But for my preference, I'd definitely say I like Shadow Hunter speed, I like Boomer's damage, and I like Boomer's costume. This costume is just my favorite in the game, so it wins the cake for me. That is not the gear this character should have. That is two random pieces. There it is. But yeah, this costume looks very well. Not very well, that sounds just dumb. This costume looks very nice. Yeah. If there's any suggestions or videos like this you'd like to see, let me know. I definitely forgot to show my flux, but I only made like 200k from doing that little grind session, all this. You know, not horrible. But that should be it from me. Now, yeah. As I was saying, if there is anything else you want to see, feel free to just let me know. Shoot me a comment, and then when I have the free time, I will try my best to, you know, go over what I can. Obviously, Leviathans is hard to do. I would like to do a full series of like every class versus a U10 or, you know, something like that, but whenever people see Leviathan, they just hunt it, so it's very, very rare to get solo ones like I was able to today. But that is also with it being 1 in the morning, so that also factors in quite a bit. And yeah, that's pretty much all from me. Enjoy the event while it's out. Definitely grind it, get their magic find up, and peace.